Right. Almost here. Almost together. Checking a few things. Checking a few. Yep. Things in order. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's broadcast. I'm Dr. Joe Blake here with the Actionable Financial Literacy Center here, and want to welcome you today. This Saturday. I don't know the date. What's the date? 1st of October. Hey, man, the holiday seasons are coming and they're here. And today's broadcast it's going to be a little short, but I call it Unity, the All Joe Journey. And it's a wonderful thing. As a matter of fact, today is, I think it's National Coffee Day or something. It's about coffee. I know that much. I'm a coffee drinker. I mean, I wake up in the morning, one of the first things I do is have me a cup of coffee, have me a cup of Joe. So I wanted to talk about unity, kind of deter from financial literacy to a point, but how unity works, how unity is for, mainly from a family unit, because the all Joe thing is about me, my dad, my son, welcoming Joe the fourth into our fold. I have 6 grandkids. Joe the fourth is my 6th grandchild, but he's the 4th Joe Blake, and he's actually the 4th grandson. So it's just funny how that all works into it. But I want to show you a short video clip that talks about unity, and they use coffee as the making of coffee as this analogy. So I'm gonna start the video. It's only a minute and a half long, and then I'll talk to you and show you some things. And like I said, today's is going to be short, but it's I wanted to, and I'll show you some things. So kind of getting a feeling of what I'm trying to bring across. So here we go.
How do we define the word unity? After all, we hear it all the time. Unity in jobs, unity in our schools, and unity in our church. But what is the implication behind the word? Is it nothing more than a group of people working, learning, or worshiping together, loosely linked by a common goal or belief? Perhaps unity begins as nothing more than an empty cup, a framework created to house something bigger than itself. A vehicle built to contain a combination of ingredients, each with their own special qualities that make them unique, each consisting of elements and properties that make it perfectly suited to fulfill its purpose. Together, each piece makes its own valuable contribution, regardless of its use as a singular item. Individually, each element is by no means worthless. But when combined together by the hands of a skilled creator, they become something wonderful. A delicious blend of unity.
I think it skipped a few links there. Let me see if we'll try it once more, because I think it skipped a couple of things. We may have missed something.
How do we define the word unity? After all, we hear it all the time. Unity in jobs, unity in our schools, and unity in our church. But what is the implication behind the word? Is it nothing more than a group of people working, learning, or worshiping together, loosely linked by a common goal or belief? Perhaps unity begins as nothing more than an empty cup, a framework created to house something bigger than itself, a vehicle built to contain a combination of ingredients, each with their own special qualities that make them unique, each consisting of elements and properties that make it perfectly suited to fulfill its purpose. Together, each piece makes its own valuable contribution, regardless of its use as a singular item. Individually, each element is by no means worthless, but when combined together by the hands of a skilled creator, they become something wonderful. A delicious blend of unity.
Okay. All right. The point being, you have all those different elements, and when you bring them together, it make that perfect cup of coffee. Then sometimes you make a cup of coffee and too watery. Sometimes it's too tight, too dark, or too bland. But then there's time, and that perfect cup of coffee comes, and you have it, and you. I mean, it's wonderful, and it's those different blends that come, and it just makes it wonderful. And so I seen that as because like me, my dad, and my son, we even though that's the picture there, that's the all Joe journey that we're going to take. Me, my dad, and my son, three different generations. Going to see the fourth generation there. We're from different time frames in life. My dad grew up in the south, in the South, uh, segregation times and in the 50s and 60s, and I grew up in Baltimore at different times there. And then my son was military, halfway military child and everything. The one thing that we all three of us have in common that we're veterans. My dad was in the Vietnam War. I was Cold War era, Cold War, and partly in the Iraq War. But I didn't go actually into a war zone at all. I didn't go in a war zone at all. And my son, he went to Iraq and Afghanistan. So, but we're all three veterans. Uh, we all three suffer PTSD. So, and we all have our mixed bag of stuff. But even though we have these different things about ourselves, we're coming together, and we live in different parts of the country, but we're coming together. We're going to go see this young man that's come into our life, and he carries our name. And I'm glad that my son's friend allowed, she agreed to allow to name our son that with our name. You have to get buy-in for that, and it's good to see and know, um, have that to be able to happen in your life, because I see some families don't have that. I have friends that don't have that nomenclature going on in their lives, and first, second, third, or fourth. Some people don't do that anymore. I mean, it's like kind of like old school type of thing that's happening, but it's then there are cases where it's not, because you have exotic names going on now. Nothing wrong with it. Just everybody's have their way. Joseph is such an old name. I mean that's an old name. Everybody there's a Joe everywhere. But it's just how it is. It's an old name, but it's okay. Um, so but next week we're going to see Joe the Fourth. But Joe the Fourth has a bigger brother. He has an older brother that's like 5 years older than him, and But when we're going and we're going to bear gifts. Because Joe's older brother, his name is Aiden. Aiden's 5. But the ladies in their lives, like Aiden's mom, uh, we always go bearing gifts. But my wife has prepared gifts for the grandkids. So Aiden, we got Aiden a little gift. Aiden has this football. My wife made this with her own. Well, I made it, but I made it with my own Karina hands. That's what I call it. But my wife made this for Aiden. So Aiden had a pillow that had ravens on it. My wife mixed a bunch of this stuff. She got it. Everybody in the family got Ravens pillows. If you notice, my dad has his Ravens pillow right under his arm. His left arm tucked under has his Ravens pillow. Has Deacon Blake on there, and nobody can touch my dad's blanket because my dad sits in that chair right there, and can't nobody sit on it. Can't nobody touch that thing. That chair, that pillow got his own seat. I'm like, come on, Dad, it's just a pillow, man. No, that's man. I'm on my pillow. I'm sleeping on that thing, sweating and slobbering. No, hit that chair. That pillow got his own seat. But anyway, so you get to get you when kids come into my life, everybody's my grandkid. I don't care where they came from, they're my grandkid. So Aiden had his own pillow because that's his little brother. And then Joe the fourth, we got him his own blanket. See, this one says right here, it says Prince Joe the fourth, and then this is his blanket. I wasn't supposed to take it off the table, the sewing table there, but I did. Karina don't really watch my broadcast, so she won't know if y'all don't tell her. Okay, so this is the blanket right here, and she hasn't finished it all together just yet, but it's that on there, that right there, and this the back side. It's got the ravens on the back, on the right there. So this is the blanket for the baby, so right there. So I got to return it, put it on the table like it never left the table, and that way the baby have it. So all that is going to be like the three kings going to see baby Joseph. Oh, I should have made this a little bigger so y'all can see that bad boy. Let me take that off. All right, so this was the pillow. This was the blanket. Got Prince Joe on that bad boy like that. And in the front, like that. And then you got the over here, like that. Right? Like that. And what I'm basically trying to share is that creating that generational and customs, courtesies, and all those things in life equates to financial literacy. Because the baby Jesus had three kings that came to see him and were bearing gifts. So the old Joe journey is about taking those customs, courtesies, and love and joy to go to see the baby Joe, and all the things that me, my father, my son learned and learn anew in life, taking those lessons to see the baby and blessing him when we see there. So in your families, you may have had things like that. I don't know if you've got a picture of your father, your grandfather, and the great grandfather in the same picture. If we haven't done that, we maybe you have having it. You have had it. Post it so you can see those 4 and 5 generational pictures there. I know I don't have a picture of my great grandfather, my father, my grandfather, all in the same photograph, but we're gonna have a great grandfather, a grandfather, and a father, all in the same picture, in one. And that is a wonderful thing to see that, and see all those men, still engaged in one another's lives, and we're all veterans, and I think for me that's a wonderful thing. So again, I didn't want to take too much of our take too much of your time today. Plus, today's my mother-in-law's. We're getting together for my mother-in-law's birthday. She's 78, she's 79. So my wife's there, and so I got to go there now. Her name is Micaela Torres, so I got to go to Micaela's birthday party now to celebrate that. So it's always a good thing to celebrate. You got the young one coming in. He's only 3 months old. And I got to go here and celebrate someone that's close to 80. Life is good. Financial literacy helps because I got to take tickets, go there, and then over here, and then beginning of next year, I got to go to Thailand, if I didn't have all those elements put in place, I wouldn't have the resources to go and do. And it's just a wonderful thing in life that we're able to share time and share other things with family. So I wanted to share that with you, let you know, even though I'm all in the numbers and a lot of good stuff, I'm still a dude. I'm still a dad, a father. I'm dad, husband, grandpa, and that's life. So from me to you, I hope you like it, what I shared. And my wife's got a little tag. It's called Corsica 20. Oh man, it's down here. Yeah, Instagram is Corsica 20. If you want to go to Instagram, Corsica 20, that's her little thing. You see all the stuff she made. So without that, this has been without no further ado, it's been Dr. Blake here with Accidental Financial Literacy Center. And I'll see you again next week. Maybe not. I think I'm going to do a rebroadcast. But next week,